Hey, good morning. It's Dave Lockwood with Remove It Pros Demolition, and I just wanted to say good morning. How are you? So what this vlog is, if you haven't been following along with us, it's basically taking you on our journey as we grow into our second location. Ultimately, we're going to do multiple locations through the state of Florida. And so basically, this is us taking you on that journey. So we have a very good idea on how to run Remove It Pros. We've been doing it for a long time, and over time there have been systems that have just been created about how we do things. So basically what I'm doing is I'm covering a lot of that, but I'm also covering what we have to do to grow into this new marketplace. So you might think, well, it's no big deal. You can just go into a new marketplace and it's no big deal. However, there's a lot that goes into that. So I'll give you an example. So what we do to run our day-to-day businesses is just procedures and stuff like that have developed through trial and error and through doing things wrong and doing things right and so on and so forth. So, but to go into a new location, well, that's a whole nother thing, because I've got to learn how to get traction in that market. So I'm coming into a market that, the market's pretty close to us. It's only 100 miles away. We've worked in that market many times, and we have a decent idea about what we're doing up there. However, what we don't know how to do is we don't have a strong marketing program. Okay, so what I did to get us started, and what ultimately became our marketing program, is different than what we need to do in this new marketplace. So I've been to a lot of seminars. I've read a lot of books about self-help and stuff like that, and how to be an entrepreneur. And one of the things that is preached, if you want to have a bigger company, probably a good idea for any company, is you got to measure everything. You got to measure stuff, because you really don't know how you're doing unless you do, because what happens is you end up just guessing. You think this is working when this other thing may be working, and so on and so forth. So measuring everything, we have measured where we're getting our business. The majority of our business right now, we do advertise on Google Ads, but the majority of our business, about 97% of it, is coming through word of mouth. And the word of mouth comes from just having consistency and doing things in a manner that people want you to do the business. For example, showing up, doing what you say, cleaning up after yourself. All those kind of things that if you do them in our marketplace, I would imagine in any marketplace, you're going to get really, really busy. Now, I'm in a very tiny marketplace. This is, we service Fort Myers Beach, Sarasota, Marco Island, Naples, Fort Myers. So that's been our primary business location. Now we're servicing all the way up to Bradenton, which is about 150 miles north of us. So different ball game. Okay, the importance of the advertising having traction is significant. Now, a lot of business that we get when we advertise is business that we don't particularly want to do. And that's dealing directly with homeowners, because a lot of the homeowners will come in and do a demo for them, and they'll try to hold us to a standard that you really shouldn't hold a demolition company to. We're coming in and we're doing all your heavy lifting and getting you ready so that you can put your project back together. And a lot of the customers, they just don't know they don't know the business. They don't understand certain things. For example, they won't want to pay for dust protection, and then, they were getting cold or getting hot, so they decided to turn the HVAC system on in the middle of our demo, and they dust out their whole house. Well, they want to hold us responsible for that. It's like, now wait a second. We turned your HVAC system off until we got done, and you turned it back on. You can't tell people that kind of stuff. And they're it's not good. But at any rate, now working with contractors, these are one of the things we've learned. Working directly with contractors, well, it's a different ballgame because he's going to come in, he's got a different rapport level with them. You say, wait a second, you turned your HVAC system back on. How are you going to hold me responsible for that? But he's got a rapport with them. They don't know us from Adam. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one example. So all of that put us on a new trajectory. So we're not only creating like a junk university to teach people how to do junk removal, demolition university to teach people how to do demolition, green demolition the way that we do it, and how to repurpose things and stuff like that. We have courses that we're developing for that. I wrote 2 books on this. So where I'm at right now is everything that I'm doing, I'm learning because I don't have I kind of know a little bit about a lot of things, but I don't know a lot about a lot of things. So, but in order to supervise somebody, let's say that's going to keep up with our search engine optimization on not just our websites, but also the new ventures that we are on, I have to know how to do it myself. So that's where I'm at. I'm on a learning curve right now, kind of going back to college. In a lot of ways, I'm learning how to do stuff that, first of all, most 60-year-olds are never going to do. And second of all, it's a lot. Okay. So right now I was telling Logan yesterday, I said, I feel like I'm scaling Mount Kilimanjaro, and at the same time, I'm trying to scale Mount Everest. I said, it's just too much. So, a lot of the stuff that we're doing, I just had to get to a certain point. Now, I do have 2 people who work for me full time. Both of them are editors. Both of them run cameras as well for us. And between the 3 of us, we get a lot done. However, now I'm to the next step. Now I get so many comments on all of our different social media stuff. Keeping up with the comments is a full-time job by itself. I think we can only keep up with a certain amount of them. We'll have to do that, maybe a quarter of them. Then keeping up with the search engine optimization, which is constantly going to be changing because we're going to have the website optimized, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to optimize. Or even at the same time, optimize YouTube better because I am not being consistent with my keywords in certain buckets. And what I'm doing is I've got too big. I'm going out into too big of an arena. So all this stuff, just learning it as we go. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm back on search engine optimization. And yesterday I found out a bunch of new keywords that I didn't know worked. And I went back into Google Ads and I put them in there just so we get more traction. I talked to Lisa, who answers our phone. And, 2 weeks ago, we weren't getting any calls, according to her, or virtually any calls. And now we're getting a lot of calls. And she's not telling me that they're the wrong calls. So sometimes if you let the AI take off on this stuff and you don't babysit it, what the AI does is it goes into, it sees a junk removal business and demolition business as part of the waste management system. Well, waste management is the garbage man coming to pick up your stuff. Well, you know how many people click on, where's my garbage can? How come you didn't pick up my garbage and stuff like that? So if you're not careful, what ends up happening is, if you're not closely watching your Google Ads, it'll take you onto a tangent where you're not making any money off of this stuff. You're just getting, you're just spinning your wheels and spending a lot of money. And Google's not going to give you any money back. They blame that on you. They say you should know better. You should do a better job of setting this up. And unfortunately, there's just nothing you can do about it. So I've dealt with a lot of different things. I've let my Google ads run for 2 or 3 months and then find out that without being on top of it, and I've come back out and I spent $2,000 on waste management type ads, which are promoting to people. It doesn't give you any money. It doesn't pay you anything. Now that's back when I was in the truck, running the phone, doing the eBay, doing the Craigslist, doing all this stuff. I was doing everything. So, pretty hefty price to pay back then. So, but anyway, that's it. So we're basically yesterday. Kenny sent me his video, which we did a walkthrough on a probably close to $1 million house, probably more than $1 million house that they're going to tear down because it's been flooded over and over and over. And we did a video on that, and we got some goodies out of that, what I call goodies, which is basically treasures. And then we have another video going off where we're right on the beach, Bonita Beach, and we're in a house that the one corner of the house is being held up by 2 2x4s. And it's funny, this house is such a albatross. It's so different than all the rest of the houses that got torn down. Most of that house got blown out. The whole top first floor of that house got blown out. It looks like it was a small house and they built a bigger house off the back of it and made it a 2-story. Now the 2-story didn't get touched at all. And man, there's some really nice treasures in there, about $20,000 worth. So that's pretty exciting. So that's where we're at. So search engine optimization is where we're kind of stuck on right now. Yesterday, I talked to Blake. We are putting together an author's website. I'm leaning on his expertise. He has putting together the edits on my second book. He's also going to take the first book that I have written, which is minutes from being completed, and we're going to start promoting that through his company. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put together some junk removal university, probably green junk removal university, green demolition university, something like that. So that's where we're at, conquering these mountains, and I don't know. It's a blast. It's a lot. It's a blast. Other thing I had happened yesterday. Logan and I had a good hour-long meeting, and we went ahead and made the decision to go ahead and step into the next part of this, which is we have an Airbnb that has a gigantic, very nice garage on it, and with its air conditioned. So we're going to add a bathroom to that, and we're going to basically move my YouTube stuff into that building, and that'll give me a place for everybody to work, and to help me with the trust issues. A lot of times, it's not a lot of times, it's the majority of the time, when you let people work on their own, they have a tendency to start doing less and less and less, and they get better at teaching you or figuring out how to get around this. So, the trust level is, the trust level I have with Kenny and with Hudson is pretty high, but I still have issues with that. I'm not sure that they're actually giving this everything that they are billing me for. So, I don't know where we're going to go with that, but I made some agreements up front with them differently, but basically what I want to do is I want to get everybody under the same roof, and I want everybody to be on the same page, and I want to be able to look at something that they've got on the screen and say, I don't think we should do that. We need to do it this way, that kind of stuff. I think it's going to make us a lot better. So it's Remove It Pros Demolition. This is our Remove It Pros pure entrepreneur site, and basically I'll see you on the next video.